Hey guys, it's Bruno here with a brand new Pirate101 vid. Um, I know it's been a while since I've made a Pirate101 vid, but I've just been really busy with school. And I had decided to take a break from Pirate101 just because Pirate101 hasn't really been that exciting to play for me. And it's just been a dead game, like nothing new has been happening. And I just decided to just stop playing the game and just wait for either an update or something that will make me come back to the game. So yeah, that's the reason I haven't made any videos for a while now. But this isn't the end of my break. I just found myself playing Part 101 and decided might as well make a video since it's been a while. So let's get into it. This video is actually gonna be one that a couple people asked me to make a while back, a couple years actually, but I finally decided to make it now. This is gonna be the buckler gear setup, and I'll show you guys my power setup in the end of the video. Let's get into it. For the first thing, which is the hats, I have a couple of hats I use on buckler. The primarily one, the best one, I should say, that I use is the Gladiator's Galea, which gives a massive stat spike with 8 agility, 10 accuracy, 6 dodge, 6 magic resist, 11 base armor, and a revive card. The revive or any heal in general is pretty good for buckler and buck, as this is the hat I use in both my buck and buckler. And it's good for buck and buckler since a heal is pretty good to have. Helps you sustain yourself in fights, and it's just a well-rounded, good power to have, and that's why it's a good hat to use on buckler. The other hat I use is the Tentojutsu headband. It gives Valor Fortress. As a buckler, you're pretty squishy, and having Valor Fortress allows you to sustain yourself, in fights, for you to be that bit more extra tanky while fighting other classes. The other hat I use is the Corrupted Shinobi's Haratare. This hat is what I use when doing 2v2s, 3v3s, and 4v4s. It's a really good card for team fights. It gives you Walking Darkness and an Assassin Strike. Assassin Strike is a pretty good power for team fights. Gives you that extra attack card you need to kill a companion or a pressure. So this card I recommend when you're doing team fights on buckler. The last one that I use on buckler is the card Shark's 10 Gallon. It gives Vala Armor card, and again, buckler is pretty squishy, and Vala Armor allows you to again be able to sustain yourself in fights. Moving on to outfits, there's a couple outfits I use on buckler. The main one is Korneko's Shusaku. This one gives a Vicious Charge card, and Vicious Charge allows you to move from one place to another pretty fast. And I use this on buckler because when fighting other classes, you wanna be able to debuff them. And when I use this on buckler, I get more repose chains, and since I'm able to dodge their attacks, so it's more of a chaining power, but it comes in pretty handy against other classes, primarily Buccaneer, and Buckler. The next outfit is the Shalloquin Vestment. It gives revive. Again, a revive or any heal in general is pretty good to have, so having the more the better. The next hat is Hatunokai's Garb. I don't usually use this one as much, but it's a pretty good outfit to have. It gives Leviathan's Call, so if you don't have, let's say, the Tentojutsu's headband, this could be a good substitute for the defensive slot that you want. It gives Leviathan's Call, blocks 50 damage, 50% of the melee damage. The other hat I use is the Clamis of Belafron. This one gives uncanny shots. This is what I use when I want to fight, let's say, bucklers. I don't usually use it as much, but it's a pretty good card if you want to use it against bucklers. It works pretty well. Um, with minus 75 reduce dodge, you're able to reduce a buckler's dodge and combo it with your epics for strike riposte and such. The last outfit I use is the Corrupted Shinobi's Gi. I use this mainly against Buccaneers if I want to have an extra walking darkness and poison. Poison, since Buccaneers usually have a lot of Leviathan's Call, and poison is able to go through that. So that's primarily who I'd use against if I wanted to use this outfit. Moving on to the boots, there's only one boots I use, and it's the Shoes of Honest. We're giving it Valor's Fortress. It's the best shoes for buckler, and I'd suggest using this one. The level 60 version. I know this is a level 45 version, but it doesn't give us much dodge as this one, so this is the best one to use on buckler. Moving on to weapons, the couple weapons you can use on buckler. The one I use is the Haywire Swashbuckler set, just because of my pet, and I'll show you guys my pet in when I get to it. So I use this one. It gives Haywire Strike and Haywire Shot, both good powers to have on buckler. Haywire Strike, as you can see, does 999 damage. It's a pretty powerful shot, and comboed with Hidden, that does quite a bit of damage. Moving on, if you have the full champion sabers, that's also a pretty good choice to use. I primarily use this one in rank, since I know there's going to be a lot of people using them. I use this one to using the trees. I use this to counter them. Another weapon is the Axe of the Minotaur Lord's Follow Through. You can combo this with the Ruthless for extra chains. Another weapon you could use is the Kha'Zix Blades. They give Relentless. Pretty good weapon for buckler. Another possible weapon is the Sea Sheller. Gives a supercharge. Another one you can use is the Haywire Armada Greatsword. Haywire Strike is a pretty good power. It basically gives you extra attack cards, and which you want on buckler, since you can't always rely on assassins to kill. Moving on, another weapon you could use is the Dragon Axe of Doom for the Turn the Tide. If you have a Turn the Tide pet, Turn the Tide 2 is pretty good on buckler. Another weapon you can use is the Boarding Knives. Boarding Knives for the extra assassin, meaning an extra chance to kill a companion or just to kill the opponent pirate. And finally, the last weapon you can use is the Staff of Power. You can use this one on 2v2s, 3v3s, and 4v4s. The Vengeance Shroud is a pretty powerful team debuff, and it's pretty good in team fights. Moving on to the accessories, the main one I use is the Asclepius Talisman. It gives a Valor Fortress. This is the best one, the best buckler accessory, just because of the Valor Fortress. Again, buckler is pretty squishy. Valor Fortress helps you counter that. Another eye patch, if you don't have the Asclepius Talisman, is the Peon's healing patch. It gives a revive. Again, having as many heals as possible cannot be a bad thing, so having a revive is pretty good. And the final one that I'd suggest using is the Technomage Glasses. I'd use this one if you're fighting, let's say, Buccaneers, since they're gonna be debuffing you a lot, and Dispel Magic is a good counter to that. For totems, there's only one I use, and that's the Ornament of Wu Manchu. It gives Walking Darkness and Assassin Strike. It's the best totem. Yeah, the best totem for Buckler. Just because of the Assassin Strike and the Walking Darkness, they're both pretty good powers to have, and the more the better. For charms, Purge Magic, it's the go-to for all bucklers usually. Purge Magic is just such a good power, and you're able to combo it with Fog, so it's just the best charm you can have for buckler. But if you don't want to use Purge, there's other options such as the Right Hand Locket, or I don't actually have it, but there's it's a heal, a revive you're able to get from the bazaar, and you can use that instead of Purge. For rings, the one I use is the Brain Theft Circle. It gives Assassin's Gloom and Assassin's Strike. Assassin's Gloom is a pretty good counter against Buccaneers, able to use that when they pop Levy, and Assassin's Strike just for having more attack powers isn't a bad thing, so the more the better. Ring of Apollo is a ring I use when I wanna fight Buckler. I'm able to use this ring, and Clamius of Belafron to combo with that, so I can have two of them and reduce the Buckler's dodge. So, but that's just me. You don't really need it. The best ring I'd suggest having is the Brain Theft Circle, just with Assassin's Gloom and Assassin's Strike. Okay, moving on to my pet. The pet I use is Daisy. It gives Kraken, Slamming, Shrouds, Burst Fire, Relentless, Elusive, Blade Storm, and has a selfish brutal charge. This is the best pet just because I wanted to try going hybrid Buckler. So this is the best pet I have for hybrid for Buckler, and it's just a good pet all around. The Elusive, the Burst and Relin and Blade Storm is just a pretty good chain pet in my opinion for Bucklers that want to go hybrid. And this is the main reason that I use this weapon, just because it's a good hybrid weapon. Okay, moving on to my power setup. This is the power setup that I found to be super effective when I'm fighting against all classes. I have Fog as my first power, just to have it up, just because you never know if people want to rush you first turn, so having Fog up is pretty good. Or if you want to rush someone, having Fog up first turn is pretty effective. Then I have my Shadow Dances around here, just so I can pop that before I want to Fog, or if after I Fog, then I use the Shadow Dance and then I rush. And then I have my Vicious Charge, just to travel long distances faster. So I have that up as well. And then I have my defensive powers around here, just so I can use it in case someone wants to rush me, or if I want to rush someone super fast. And then Purge, just to combo that with Fog. I'll Fog, then Purge. Standard Buccaneer, standard Buckler, Buckler strategies usually. And then another high just in case I don't have my Fog. And then my Krakens, my Forts, and my Assassins, my Poisons, I have them around the middle, just since I don't want to have them like show up first turn. So around the middle is what I found to be super effective. And then Hurl Blades, which is a pretty it's a pretty underestimated power, but it's pretty good, so I have it around here just in case I'd need it. For the second page, this is how it is. I don't really mess with a lot with this page just because for Buckler I usually want to go in and then use all my powers. All my important powers are this page, and the second page is just there. You're really not gonna go through these powers usually. But if you wanted to see how my second page is, this is how it is. Sometimes I'll move gunnery up just to have early extra damage before rushing. But yeah, this has been my buckler power setup and gear setup. And if you enjoyed the vid, feel free to like the video um, or subscribe. Um, Thank you guys for supporting me. I know I don't upload as much, but I'm still here and I'm still waiting for any update that I will do. Um, I'm still taking a break from Pirate, so I won't be posting as much. But um, when I do decide to post a video, I shall. So thank you guys for watching the video, and Bruno out.